Hey guys, it's your boy Mark Sanders, back with yet another WWE pay-per-view review. Yes, it's that time of the year, yet again, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most exciting nights for WWE, for wrestling in general. The Royal Rumble 2022. 5 years ago today, I already did a video talking about the 5-year anniversary since the 2017 Royal Rumble pay-per-view. How does this pay-per-view, this Royal Rumble pay-per-view, hold up to that pay-per-view? Like, in terms of greatness. Exact same day, but how well does it hold up? It doesn't come close. This don't have shit on the same pay-per-view that happened 5 years prior. Only Nick Beard Smarks would say that it did. Alright. Now, alright, WWE Royal Rumble 22. That was not a bad show as a whole. The ending, the last Rumble match, I was so disinterested when the men's Rumble match happened, because after a certain ending to another certain match tonight, I knew what was happening. I saw it coming a mile away, man. And I was just so disinterested. I was hoping there would be some huge surprise, and it wouldn't happen. And, yeah, I'll talk more about that match when I get there, of course. But, we open up with what is, in my opinion, the best match of the night by far. What an awesome match. There's no pre-show matches too, by the way, which is just awesome. I would love it if they just announced, alright, no more pre-show matches, because I feel pressured to watch the pre-show just to review the other matches too, you know. We start off with the WWE Universal Championship Match. Roman Reigns defending against Seth Rollins. What an awesome match this was. Seth frickin' Rollins came out in Shield attire with the Shield theme song, and he came through the crowd too. That was like, what? You know, it was really cool. And this match in general was just awesome. It just got off. It was just such an awesome match. And loved it. Loved like almost every bit of this match. I'll get to why I said almost every bit. But you know, this match was awesome. Just great counters. I always thought Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins had just awesome chemistry, man, in the ring. The last pay-per-view match between these guys, one-on-one, I believe, was Money in the Bank 2016. That was such an amazing match in pay-per-view. Of course, Nick Beard's thing was terrible because they have their heads up their ass. But this match, too, was freaking awesome. Lots of awesome counters. Seth Rollins actually does the curb stomp, and Roman Reigns kicks out. Roman Reigns does the spear to Seth Rollins at least twice. And he didn't go for the pin either time, and one of them was actually on the outside of the ring. So you couldn't really do a pin there, of course. But, yeah, I think after the second spear, Seth Rollins was just laughing in Roman's face, and they did that epic spot from Money in the Bank 2016 again here, when Roman Reigns went for the spear, and Seth Rollins countered it with a pedigree. They did that again here. And I thought they might. You know, I was like, yes, he did it again. And that was such an awesome moment, of course. The ending came, as awesome as this match was, the ending pissed everyone off, man. Such a lame ending, man. And it's sad, because Roman Reigns, he had Seth Rollins in the guillotine chokehold. And Seth grabbed the rope, although it did kind of look like the referee literally grabbed his hand and dropped it on the rope. But anyway, Seth grabbed the ropes, of course. Roman, you have to let go, otherwise you get DQ'd. And then the sound of the fans, man, they were like, yes, this match is going to continue, when his freaking hand was on the rope. And then when Roman Reigns got himself disqualified, boos everywhere. Such an awesome match. Such a trash-ass ending, man. You open this pay-per-view with the match with a shit ending. You end this pay-per-view with the match with a shit ending. Still awesome match. Still match of the night by far. And Roman Reigns, the character, at least, of course, in this match, what a coward. You know. But next up we have the 30-woman Royal Rumble match. And I really enjoyed this match. This was, out of the two Rumbles, by far the one I liked the more. I really enjoyed this. You had Melina Sasha Banks was the number 1 entrant, and then Melina was actually number 2. And she is hot, man. Like, she had such a nice ass in this match. Like, damn. And she did the split entrance too. That was cool. But sadly, Sasha Banks eliminated her almost immediately. Yeah. And then more and more entrants came in. Kelly came in again. Brutal elimination for Kelly, by the way. Dang. The way she got eliminated. I remember back in 2018 when Kelly was a surprise entrant in that Rumble match that I was like, what was I like? Well, what was I talking about? I was like, oh, Kelly, hope she's alright. And even here, 4 years later, I'm like, Kelly, hope she's alright. Anyway, still and then I feel like there's some entrants I'm forgetting. Anyway, Lita came back, which was awesome. So I'm literally Googling Royal Rumble 2022 just to see if there's any surprise entrants I forgot about for this match. Alright, Liv Morgan was actually number 6. Michelle McCool was a surprise entrant. That was cool. And Sonya Deville, who's like the GM of SmackDown or something like that. I don't know exactly. She came out dressed in her outfit, her authority outfit. And she stayed, doing commentary for a little while. And Naomi came in. Cameron actually came back, of all people, for a cool Rumble entrant. But she got eliminated by Sonya Deville, who, I thought was a good guy, like a face. But apparently she's acting all heelish. And Naomi came out right after Cameron was eliminated by Sonya Deville, and Naomi went to check on her old pal Cameron, of course, for a little bit before going in the Rumble. And Naomi actually did this really cool, what do you call it? Her almost eliminated spot, like how she's like the Kofi Kingston for the women's Royal Rumble matches. And then Sonya Deville was actually on the outside, and she literally grabbed Naomi and eliminated her like that. Like, if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. But like, far out, man. And then Mickie James, yes, Impact Wrestling's Mickie James. Of course, we all know she was in WWE, but WWE did announce that Impact Women's Champion Mickie James would be making an appearance in the Rumble, and she did. And there was this question that I was personally curious about. For this, I was wondering, were they gonna have her Impact theme song play, Hardcore Country, or were they gonna have her WWE theme play? I probably would have guessed that the latter was more likely. Like her WWE thing, like but actually they actually had her Impact theme play. That was so cool. We straight up heard Hardcore Country in the Royal Rumble match, which was so awesome, man. Like, that was cool. That was badass. Even my buddy who hated this match, my buddy Ryan Pierce, he hated the women's Rumble match. Because I was chatting with him throughout tonight. Even he was like, all right, that was a cool moment. The Bella Twins came in. I would have loved for Nikki Bella to win the Rumble. That didn't happen. Ivory came back, which was really cool. Ivory came out to the Right to Censor theme, the siren, and then she was talking on the mic like, it's been a long time and nothing's changed. Actually, a lot has changed, man. Your people have been ruining society as a whole. You know, lots of change, but it was still cool to see Ivory. Let's see, Molly Holly was actually in this match too, and she was eliminated by Nikki ASH, who was like, no, only one superhero can exist, and then she eliminated Molly Holly. And then let's go straight to number 28. Oh, actually, Charlotte Flair was in this match. Rhea Ripley was in this match too, and Bianca Belair was in this match. Last year's Rumble winner. They were in it for quite a while, from my memory. Alicia Fox was in there too. Sarah Logan, who was released, actually made a surprise entrance. That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And fuck, what was I saying? Sorry. Anyway, let's get to number 28. Like I was saying before, apologies. And number 28 was a huge surprise entrant. Ronda frickin' Rousey. Ronda Rousey is back in WWE, y'all. After 3 years, we haven't seen her since the main event of WrestleMania 35 in WWE. That is, and she finally returned. Eliminated a whole bunch of people. Charlotte Flair, despite being the SmackDown Women's Champion, she's the SmackDown Women's Champion, right? Was in this match for some reason, and I'm pretty sure that reason is just to make us all shit ourselves like about whether or not they're gonna have Charlotte win the whole thing. I bet you that's the reason why they had Charlotte in here anyway, just for that. Even though she was the runner-up in this whole match in general. Shayna Baszler was number 30. Yeah, of course, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are good friends, working together. I believe Rhea and what's her name? Bianca. I believe Rhea and Bianca were eliminated simultaneously by frickin' Charlotte. But then Ronda Rousey, takes Charlotte Flair out, and Ronda Rousey is your 2022 Women's Royal Rumble winner. Congrats to her. Hopefully she chooses Becky Lynch. Because we were supposed to get that one-on-one match 4 years ago at Survivor Series. And it's funny, because I don't know if many remember this, but at the time when we were watching the 2018, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match, we were actually, speculating, because there were, rumors about Ronda Rousey, showing up in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, winning the whole thing. And now 4 years later, she actually wins it, And of course she did. She still appeared at the 2018 Rumble, which was still cool as, but yeah. But yeah. So congrats to Ronda. Hopefully she chooses Becky Lynch. Hopefully that would be cool. Liv Morgan was eliminated by the Bells, and the crowd were pissed. But yeah, I probably predicted Liv Morgan would win, but oh well. I'm still a fan of Liv Morgan and all that, but yeah. But yeah. What was I saying again? Yeah, so congratulations to Ronda Rousey. I so would have preferred her over Charlotte. Next up, we have a match that I actually really enjoyed. I had no expectations for this match. WWE Raw Women's Championship Match. Becky Lynch defending against Doudrop. This one, I really enjoyed this match, actually. I really enjoyed, the David versus Goliath type feel that this match had. Doudrop, very big girl, getting some skinny ass Becky Lynch. And there were times when you thought it might be over, and of course you had Becky Lynch trying to do the Bexploder, whatever you call it. Not the Bexploder, the freaking rock bottom thing that she does. And she couldn't do it. But when they were fighting on the top rope, Becky does that, a super version, like a super AA, but like a super rock bottom or whatever the move's called. I keep forgetting. And that's how she retains the title, gets the win, pinfall. Yeah. But yeah. Next up is the big dream match that we've been begging for since April of 2018 when Bobby Lashley returned. WWE Championship Match. Brock Lesnar defending against Bobby Lashley. Yeah. I was very excited for this match. I've been wanting this match for years, of course. It finally happened tonight. And I was very excited during this match. Bobby Lashley actually did a German suplex to Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar was like, alright, mad respect that you actually did it. And then Brock did a bunch of suplexes of his own to Bobby Lashley, which was pretty cool. And there was this cool spot when Brock Lesnar was on the outside, and he was hung up at the barricade area. And if you remember back at day one, just 28 days ago, Brock actually got speared through the barricade by Lashley. And here, Lashley tried to spear him through the barricade, but Brock got out of the way because he remembered, That was very clever thinking on Brock's part, I'll give him that. Yeah. And then Bobby Lashley put the Hurt Lock on Brock, and we thought he might tap, and then Brock kind of backed up into the referee to get Lashley off, but then Lashley put it back in, and then that's what she said. And then Brock went for the F5. He does the F5, but knocks out the referee again, for real this time. And then after a while, Roman Reigns comes in, spears Brock Lesnar, and then gets Paul Heyman to betray Brock, I guess, in a way, handing him the WWE Championship and just slamming that WWE Championship into the skull of Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley goes for the cover. Referee finally comes in. 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley is a 2-time WWE champion, and I didn't think we would ever see a world title change hands in a match that wasn't the main event ever again. Have you noticed that if there's going to be a world title change, it's going to be the main event, even if it's not the biggest match? SummerSlam 2020, for example. I thought that Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton had every reason to be the main event. Of course, I thought Orton versus McIntyre was going to main event SummerSlam that year, but it was actually Braun versus Bray Wyatt that main evented that year. And I figured that was because there was a title change, There'll only be a title change if it's the main event. A world title change, that is. I wouldn't count Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman from Crown Jewel, because that was a vacant title match, So, of course, there was going to be a new champion anyway, but the last time it happened was 5 years ago today with Cena Styles. And when I say, I'm talking not at WrestleMania. Of course, if there's a WWE Championship match in the middle of WrestleMania, then, of course, there's a much higher chance that the title will change hands, But I thought that, yeah, and holy crap, we actually had that again tonight for the first time in forever. 5 years, and the exact day too. Like, holy shit, man. Yeah, it was a pretty solid match, you know. Once Roman came in, I knew what was happening, though, you know. But yeah, and that's when I had the feeling, man, about what was to come for the Men's Rumble tonight. Yeah. But after that, we get the Miz and Maryse versus Edge and Beth Phoenix mixed tag team match. I wasn't really paying attention. I was like I think I was like pouring cereal, Nesquik cereal, and then I went to fry some potatoes. I think I went to fry potatoes like during the Rumble match or something like that. But Maryse pulled out Maryse looked hot, by the way. I mean, she always does, but dang, her titties really stuck out in this match. It's just beautiful titties. But Edge had a really awesome attire. I remember that. And Miz, I don't really remember much of the match, but Miz did do the skullcrusher finale to Edge. I thought that was 100% it. Nope. Edge kicked out. And then Edge and Beth Phoenix win this whole match. Cool. Whatever. Not losing sleep over that. I mean, I would have preferred the Miz and Maryse to get the win, but then we go into the main event, the 30-man Royal Rumble match. AJ Styles, number 1. Shinsuke Nakamura, number 2. The two competitors in the WWE Championship Match at WrestleMania 34 in 2018. Now, this Rumble match as a whole, this legit might have been the worst Royal Rumble match I've ever seen in my life. There was literally no surprises. Like, no one you couldn't have predicted might actually show up. No one. Oh, Bad Bunny's been spotted. Yes, Bad Bunny is a surprise entrant. There was no surprises in this match. Like, I was so, like, disinterested, like I was saying earlier in this review. Like, there was no surprises. I predicted who would win. I didn't want him to win. I was hoping there'd be some type of swerve. One thing that really entertained me, though, was Johnny Knoxville. Yep, Johnny Knoxville was legit announced for this match, and he was fun to watch in this. And his outfit was pretty fun, too. It was so cool to hear the the Jackass theme song, because Jackass is, one of my childhood, TV shows. Jackass, and the Jackass movies, too. Jackass 4 is coming out real soon. Not sponsored, by the way, by me, that is just letting you know. But yeah. Drew McIntyre was back in this match, which was cool. And I think he was rumored to be injured and out for a little while. But yeah. There was no surprises in this. None. There were rumors that there was going to be another Forbidden Door entrant. That didn't happen. That didn't happen in this match. Would have been cool if Moxley showed up, John Moxley, or fucking MJF, which I doubt, but maybe Chris Jericho coming out to Judas. I saw this funny thing, and it's funny because Dominic Mysterio was already eliminated by the time that Rey Mysterio got in, but I saw this thing saying that from Rey Mysterio, if that's Facebook, by the way, if Dominique eliminates me from the Royal Rumble, I'm taking his car keys. That was a pretty funny thing I thought I'd mention. What else? Shane McMahon came in. I guess you could call that a surprise. A little kind of a surprise. There was this, deep down I'm always gonna hope for John Cena to show up in the Royal Rumble. And then I think I don't know if I mentioned it on video, but someone as big as John Cena, Might very well, especially today, how big of a star he is, actually be announced, given how big of a star he is and how much he would draw for WWE and all that. They probably would have announced him for the Rumble if he was going to be in it. And I did kind of hope that he would be in this. I would have loved. Nothing would have made me happier than for him to come in this match and win this. You know, Brock losing earlier kind of made me accept he probably wouldn't. But this Rumble sucked, man. Shit Rumble, shit winner. I haven't even told you the winner yet. But what was I saying? I'm so sorry for taking so much time to say what I want to say for reviews and stuff. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, my man John Campia. This wasn't about WWE, but he was saying about, like, rumors about MCU movies, like what if, like, but before Spider-Man No Way Home came out. And by the way, I'm gonna mention some spoilers for No Way Home. So be warned. Because when the trailers came out, we didn't see Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, but like, if they weren't in the movie at all, then John Campbell said then we would have no right to be angry about that, because they never said anything about that they would be in it if they weren't, And he's right. And even though that was about that, and the same would apply here, even if I hope for it, even if John Cena doesn't show up in the Royal Rumble, I can't get angry about that, because I have no right to get angry, and I own that. Because back in 2020, I was pretty upset that he wasn't in the Rumble, but I didn't have a right to be angry about that. I realize that now. I own that. But, yeah, at least I understand that better now, and John Campia is absolutely right about that. My man John Campia. But number 30, or number 29, or number 26. Oh, Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston did do a cool spot, his fake elimination spots. But this year, he was, like, knocked off the apron, and he, like, pounced onto the ringside barricade. And we thought he wasn't eliminated. But then the replay showed his feet did touch the floor. He's definitely eliminated. But it was still a cool-ass spot and a cool-ass effort nonetheless. And Otis, why am I mentioning Otis? Who cares about Otis? Big E actually got eliminated. He was number 29 was Randall Keith. Randall Keith. So glad he didn't win this, Randy Orton. Because he would have tied Stone Cold's Rumble record instead of John Cena. And thankfully he didn't win this. But number 30 was Brock Lesnar. We all saw it coming. I thought he was, I won't lie, I thought he was going to, like, attack the real number 30 or something like that. But Brock Lesnar comes out, cleans house, and it's just him and Drew McIntyre. And for a while, I didn't even realize that he emptied the whole ring. Like, far out. Like, I didn't even realize we were looking at the final two participants. Like, when it was just Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. Kind of a full circle from 2 years ago. But, yeah. Brock F5s Drew McIntyre to the outside, and Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble match. Shit Rumble. Shit winner. I mean, I wasn't watching WWE in January of 2015. I was just, looking up news every now and then, because I was all about movies at the time. And, of course, now I know that I can love all of it. But, man, I remember, like, everyone... Well, just from records, I wasn't there when it happened, of course, but I just saw news about everyone saying, no one wants to see Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania 31. And it happened. It was the main event, and it was an awesome match, but, the same match that everyone was so mad about happening was the main event again 3 years later in 2018, WrestleMania 34. And another 4 years later, it's the main event of WrestleMania again. Oh man, they are obsessed with the one match that fans hated so much, and this has never happened before. You know, I didn't want this to happen. I don't want Brock versus Roman to happen in the main event of WrestleMania again, but for some reason it is. What motivation did Roman have to just spare out Brock anyway, like earlier tonight? Far out, man. Shit, Rumble. This is 2015's Royal Rumble was actually kind of a guilty pleasure to me. I won't lie, but yeah, this was shit, man. This was a shit Rumble, shit winner, and yeah. But Royal Rumble 2017, 5 years ago today, far superior masterpiece of a pay-per-view. Watch that instead of this if you want me to tell you what to do. Watch that instead of this shit. Of course, the pay-per-view as a whole wasn't bad. Just the Rumble, the men's Rumble at least, was shit. Yeah, that's your boy Mark Sanders' review of WWE Royal Rumble 2022. If you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.